If only I went to school or studied so and so or had a better job or a startup capital or more money to increase my business reach. If only I'd married someone different or had a nicer family or moved to another city or have a way to swiftly japa, relocate to a new country. The wish list goes on. Hi there, friends. I hope you're still doing great in your setting. Okay, let's get started real quick. Yeah, this is a continuation of our interesting discussion about things that stop us from rising and shining greatly. Today, I want to share 6 more success myths that have, done us more harm than good, or simply put, wrong belief systems that seem to be heavily blocking our ears and hearts from receiving new ideas and improving our lives. We need to be aware that we can't get anywhere with such poor thinking patterns. It's extremely hard, if not nigh impossible, for any poor thinker to change their low status in life, let alone create any noticeable impact while holding on to damaging beliefs. I'm doing this additional video because we need to yank off those obsolete beliefs that serve no meaningful purpose in our lives, anymore. I believe it's high time we gathered all the crazy ideas that have, sat pretty in our heads for long and flung them far away. Yeah, let's trash them quickly before they get further chance to fester our lives and even mar our distant harvest. Are you getting the idea? With that, I welcome you to my channel once more, darling. Now, let's dive into the main conversation and see how much justice we shall do to it, hopefully. First on my list is the wrong belief we have that success is impossible. So we criticize it. Because we want to believe that life should be easy, we assume anything that's very hard or difficult must be impossible. Then, when success eludes us, we are tempted to throw in the towel and say, who wants success anyway? And if success is achieved by anyone we see as below us or consider less worthy than ourselves, we really get steamed. We start boiling or go into rage when we see others taking chances that we ignore or taking risks and securing positions that we were afraid or too timid to venture into. But the truth is, we have none other than ourselves to actually blame for letting unbelief or wrong belief systems, limit us by any means. Rather than get angry at others for making it beyond, our expectations, or worse still, wasting our emotions trading on blames. This is the time to both reassess and realign our thoughts to suit God's wonderful designs for us, because our lives will always tilt and follow whichever way our mind goes. Yeah. Secondly, we believe that success comes from connection. So what do we do subsequently? We scurry towards those in seeming high positions. We strive to make them our allies and even try to keep them on our side by all means. But look at the downside of that poor thinking. It is the fact that people who believe in connections think they had have made it if only they had been born into the right family or met the right person. Can you imagine the enormous time and efforts, that go into creating all that silly world of make believe and making impractical moves, at it? Hmm. Since those beliefs are misplaced in the first instance, it all amounts to an awful waste of life by anyone indulging in that kind of vain imaginings and silly drives. You can't, you and I can do better than just hustling for things and desperately looking for some connections, to pave the way. Honestly speaking, we can do better. Yeah. Let me tell you, sweetie, when you realize the enormous grace you carry, like when it finally dawns on you that you are not a person asking for a blessing, but a blessing going somewhere to powerfully happen, then you know you've gotten the main key to success. That's the day you stop looking up to anyone to make you become and instead, take your destiny into your own hands. then you will gladly be the real architect and prophet of your promising future. So any destiny helper that comes along the way will be Jara. That's additional blessing. Not that you just park in the neutral, waiting for God to send them to you or until you later connect with them by some means. That's the time you will see the need to divert your gaze upwards to Him alone, who is God, all by Himself. The reality of life is that no one is an island. So you will sometimes have to partner with others, to achieve certain things or record a milestone. But the arm of flesh can, fail you without notice or regret. That's why your whole trust should be in the one who has all the power and continuing goodwill to both enable you wet your dry ground and unapologetically crown your efforts with fruitful results. Listen, my dear, knowing good people has its rewards, no doubt, without doubt. However, connections alone won't improve your life if you are off track. For followers of Christ, success comes by seeking God's will and following his wonderful plans for your life. I love Proverbs 1 verse 5 NIV version that says, let the discerning get guidance. Yes, in this dark world full of opposing voices and hypes here and there, you need to be spiritually discerning to separate the wheat from the chaff, to clearly see ahead and rightly be on your way, not poorly thinking, guessing your way through, and floundering about like a visionless person or an aimless wanderer. No. In other words, let superior wisdom guide you in choosing the people with or someone with whom to do life. Let superior wisdom guide you, and keep you strong and safe from walking amiss or wallowing in error, my dear. This is not the time to be distracted. This is not the time, to lack vision and direction for your life. This is not the time to walk amiss, or just stumble your way through. No, this is the time to get it right. This brings me to the next crucial point, which is that we believe success comes from having leverage, so we work for it. This idea is reinforced by the words of people like Andrew Carnegie. Success is the power with which to acquire whatever one demands of life. So what do? We take that a step further, assuming that all successful people have taken advantage of others to get to where they are and then begin to look for ways to manipulate people too. What's more, we've heard it said severally by the crafty folks and certain swindlers. I mean, those that carelessly play hanky-panky games or have no scruples, that a snake must swallow another in order to grow bigger or somewhat get bloated. So they do all kinds with the stupid belief that the end quite justifies the means. What a lie of the devil. Does this resonate with you? If yes, let me know in the comment section how you feel about this interesting topic and in what specific ways you have suffered from such wrong belief system or whether it has affected anyone you know. Okay, let's continue. The fourth one is our wrong belief that success is the result of opportunity, which makes us simply wait for it. We wait for opportunities to come our way instead of making concrete plans, preparing ourselves to take maximum advantage when the time comes. Do you endlessly wait for some openings when you should be either creating the opportunities or seizing your moments? God wants you successful, my darling. That entails ever putting your best foot forward. I mean, never making pretext, but doing all you can to the glory of God. Even many people who work hard but don't seem to get anywhere erroneously believe that the only thing they need is a break. Yeah. Their crazy slogan is, if only. If only I went to school or studied so and so or had a better job or a startup capital or more money to increase my business reach. If only I'd married someone different or had a nicer family or moved to another city or have a way to swiftly japa, I mean relocate to a new country. The wish list goes on. Are you in this category? Does that sound familiar? Listen, People who do nothing more than hang in there and just wait for opportunities to be created for them are in for a very long thing. I'm sorry to burst your bubbles, honey, but that's the honest truth. Believe me or not, those that are fond of expecting some imaginary goodies to drop on their laps or casually want things, handed over to them on a platter of gold are neither able to see their God-given opportunities nor willing to seize it when it comes. Don't be that ill-prepared and nonchalant, about seizing your moments and making most of your God-given chances, else life will swiftly pass you by. Don't try it, else life will swiftly pass you by to your greatest disappointment. Don't also let the spirit of aloofness, procrastination, or lack of spontaneity steal away your quality of life and ordained shining, or ever deny you the real joy of greater accomplishments. That means wherever you are and wherever you may be, you are better off playing an active part in your own success, in advancing the matters of your destiny, and in maximizing your profits. The moral of the whole story is not to abandon yourself to fail by waiting endlessly for things that may never come on their own or happen without your quality inputs. Perhaps you've gotten it wrong before now or failed dismally at something. If that's the case, I urge you to get up and shake off the dust. From now onwards, start working smart and hard to both rewrite history and leave your footprints on the sand of time. I tell you, anything is possible if you believe so and powerfully take it from there. This very point I'm about to mention, the fifth one, is almost like the one we just talked about. There is a slight difference even in their correlation. It is our assumption that success is unintentional or something that comes by coincidence, like a chance, happening. That sort of belief makes us either hope for the things we secretly admire to materialize, to appear someday, or pray that it will soon be our turn to hammer and laugh one way or the other. Thus, we fold our hands and expect to come into fortune by a kind of supernatural encounter or sudden twist of faith. Do you resign yourself to poor faith, believing, thinking that, something supernatural will happen to turn it around without, feeling inclined to do your own part, without getting up and doing what is necessary to turn things around for better? When we think like this, that things happen just by, that opportunities, should come our way, it's easy for us to say he just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Like if something good happens to someone, we just, attribute it to coincidence. He just happened to be in the right place at the right time, or she just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Wrong. It's very wrong, to have those assumptions. The chances of that happening are about as good your chances of winning the lottery, 50 million to 1. You can see that is a crazy idea to uphold, right? If you are really serious about success, you will agree with one small business owner who had a sign posted that read the 57 rules of success. Rule 1, deliver the goods. Rule 2, the other 56 don't matter. Let me take that again. If you're really serious about success, you will agree with one small business owner who had a sign posted that read the 57 rules of success. Rule 1, deliver the goods. Rule 2, the other 56 don't matter. It may sound funny, but that is wisdom on display. That's a strong reminder to change your thinking and change your life. Have you ever heard that saying? Change your thinking and change your life. It's a reality. It's good. It's wisdom we need to imbibe and work with. Get into an active mode this minute if you desire things to change remarkably. Don't ever leave your success in anything to chance, my friend. In other words, quit merely talking and hoping that things will turn out right on their own. No, it's time to re-strategize, because talk does not cook rice, according to a Chinese proverb. Better still, stand up, roll up your sleeves, and get busy to effect changes in the area you need it. This is the time to be responsible, for your own life. Take responsibility for your own life. Don't wait for anybody to do it. Nobody will, is coming to save you. Like I mentioned, some time ago, if it's ever going to be, it's up to you to get up and get moving. You understand? Set your goals, and start working at it, start making things happen for yourself. You understand? Stop waiting for any perfect condition, or for things to, be fully laid out for you before you make a start. This is the time to make a move. This is the time to make a start. This is the time, to get going with the ideas that God, has given you. This is the time. Maybe as you are listening to me, anointed ideas are being dropped in your spirit. This is the time to start acting on them. This is the time to get up and go in order to make wonderful things happen in your life. Don't leave anything to chance. Don't wait for opportunities or whatever. Don't wait for outside factors to always, be favorable unto you before you make a move. No, you can create your own waves. You can make things happen, right? For example, if you want to be slim and not get unduly fat, then it makes, every sense to picture your right size and begin to work towards that goal. That's what I do. I have a certain size I like to maintain. I don't want to go, above it or under. It takes your discipline to, make that plan and set it in motion and stick to it. Learn to eat right, to begin with. Cut down on your calorie intakes, if you want to really, if you are really serious at it. Refuse junk foods and learn to exercise your body, move your body. Don't just sit down at a place and gulp all the food, drink all the eat all the eatables and drink all the drinkables, and still be admiring, slim people, and still be, dreaming of slim side. No, if it's what, whatever that is what doing is what doing well. Whatever you are desiring, it's you that will get up and, put action to it to get it, to come to pass. Don't wait for, somebody to come and wave magic wand and everything will fall into place. No, you need to keep your mind rich and sound, or simply be mentally alert and physically fit. So whatever you want done, get up right now and go make it happen. Each day, make a to-do list and get off your sorry bed to give a hot chest to your fine dreams, honey. It's time to get up and go and make it happen. You have all it takes to make it happen. Stop making excuses. So get to it right now. The same way we say that love is a verb, faith is also a doing word. It's not just a confession of what we do when the Queen catches us, but it's a way of life that pleases God. That's why Apostle Paul said to Timothy, his son, be diligent in these matters. Give yourself wholly to them so that everyone may see your progress. We see this in First Timothy 4 verse 15 NIV. You must have noticed by now that I like NIV a lot. Yeah. You see, your faith should have choice fruits to show forth, to show, for it, and not be an empty boast. Faith without works is dead. I mentioned it, somewhere, you know, in this discussion, or maybe in my previous post. Faith, your faith should have evidence, you know, it shouldn't hang on nothing. God wants our success or prosperity to be so evident to all. Why? Because you can't argue with someone's testimony and proving results without sounding foolish and looking pathetic. Yeah, the best, way to silence people, the best way to answer your critics, is to keep progressing. Let them see your success. Let your works, let your quality works, your achievements answer them. You don't need to if you are always pausing to answer people, to explain yourself, like Nigerians will say, you go explain, explain, tire. You go explain tire. So stop explaining, stop, talking, stop making noise. Let your quality works. Show it in action. We say action speaks louder than voice. So get going and achieve, and let your testimonies resound. Let your testimonies, do the talking on your behalf, right? Then again, we believe that success is mystical. This is the sixth point. Yes, many of us see it as something that's far fetched or can be easily elusive. So, what do? We frantically, furtively search for it, you know. Before you venture into that futile mission, my dear, may I caution you not to go looking for what has already been found. There are concrete steps to these things, Yeah, the formula for success has not been kept secret or hidden, but openly, divinely given and widely shared by men and women of vision and repute over the years. Everything has been written and documented. They are written, on your fingertips. You can easily, find them if you go searching, not searching, in far places. But they are just within, your space. If you open your eyes, if you shine your eyes, you will see it. Formula for success is there. People talk about it everywhere. Books have been written about success on the internet. You go, you Google, you have find all kinds of information piled up there for you, loaded, waiting for you to just come, just at a click, and you have them at the tips at your disposal. You have them available, to do with whatever you want. Even up till now, the values of God's written words, the substance of God's words, they are not moribund or gone extinct, but remain ever fresh and powerfully there for you to learn from, internalize, and faithfully act upon to help enrich your spirit and soul, as well as obtain a set of new results as you like it. Also, new books are being written and daily circulated on this same subject. Are you a reader to start with? Mind you, if you are, readers are leaders. If not, I urge you to start leveraging the world of books if you must acquire new info or gain better exposures. Indeed, learning is growing and changing, through another's knowledge. Glad to say that many of us zealous hearts and avid readers have gladly drawn from the rich insights of some notable authors or people around us to advance in our respective areas of calling. Another thing is, don't have itching ears or heart that never gets satisfied. Paul talked about, women that keep on learning and never coming to any understanding. They are easily led astray, they are easily, cheated, they are easily, deceived. Don't be like that. Otherwise, you will definitely go looking for fresh ideas and more help while you undervalue the good things already going on in your life, plus fail to use all you have presently to shine as supposed, instead of always, looking for more, instead looking for new thing, you hear it is happening there. Oh, there is new knowledge. You go looking for it. What of the ones you have? It is time to discover the things that are inside you and make use of them first before going out to seek for more. There is a time to go seeking for more, but that is after you've exhausted what you have. While you are making use of what you already have, don't keep on piling and just reaching out for more, and you go and bring and keep while you are not making use of the one that is already there. That's waste of resources, you understand, and waste of time and effort too. I don't know how many of us know Seth Godin. He's a lovely entrepreneur, best-selling author of 30 books, and well sought after speaker. His words ring true in my ears right now. He said, we need to stop shopping for lightning bolts. That's like saying many of us are merely looking for quick fixes, aka shortcuts. In these modern times, you see more ambitious souls desiring only ready-made success instead of learning what it takes to build from the ground up. Just want it ready-made to be handed down for us, to us. We don't want to start from the ground to build up. We don't want to lay a solid foundation for the subsequent building of our mansions of success. We want house that is already built, furnished, and then we just go in and occupy. It doesn't work that way all the time. Sometimes, you can be lucky, or, have a miracle and it happens. But most of the times, oftentimes, you need to be the one to lay the solid foundation. You need to be the one to, set, make the plan and set, things in motion. You need to be the one, making the initiatives to make things work. Don't always wait for things to happen to you. Be the one happening to things. Be the one creating things, setting the pace, initiating, a change, and, going for the transformation. Let the transformation begin, starting with you. As people in the fast lane, we are now more afraid of following the due process than facing the music. But let me also be quick to remind you that you don't win an Olympic medal with mere talks or a few weeks of intensive training. There is no such thing as overnight opera sensation. Stop aiming for sudden glamour or overnight success, because easy come, easy go. You know that, thing we used to say, Many of us, unfortunately, desire success, but we are not willing to pay the price necessary, to have it as we really desire, as God planned and wants it for us. We just want sharp, sharp. Think about it. It doesn't always, all go well for us. So there is need for a change of heart and attitude, change of opinion, change of, stance. The way we handle things, we need to reconsider our stance on certain things so we can make, the desired progress in life. I'm saying that every man and woman targeting to become a sterling success in this world must first be willing to undergo the necessary grooming. Great companies and churches, don't spring up overnight. Every great thing has been built in exactly the same way, bit by bit, step by step, little by little. Yes, I said it. Take your time and do the right thing so that, the cookie won't crumble, because it's like an ill-arranged card, because you didn't take your time. Don't build on quicksand. Take the time to get, the right mix so that whatever you are building will stand. You know, endeavor to build on a solid rock so that, you won't meet calamity on the way. That is to say, change is near if you are keen on altering your incorrect opinions and imbibing new cultures. It also means your success is already planned by God and can be within your reach if you equally share his wholesome vision and earnestly do all you can to powerfully live as designed by God. Ultimately, it entails having the fresh unction and manifold wisdom of God to advantageously make most of your gifts and days on earth. Simple, period. So in the final analysis, you don't have to be weird, you don't have to be harsh, you don't want to make frantic efforts, before you can make it to any height you desire. Nor do you need to wait till something unexpectedly falls on you or be led by strange forces into a wide world of success. No, just learn to focus inwards, learn to, that's why we say success is an inside job, it's an inside job, takes more of your belief systems, the way you think, the ideas you imbibed, how you believe God for something new, how you believe some God for something big, and how you depend on him, depend on the grace that he has given you to make it work, and how you put in, commensurate effort, to make it all come together, make it all happen. Simple. Listen, my friend, God wants the best for you and me, and he has made awesome provisions for us, for our life of unending greatness in the land of the living. It's left for us, to either believe it and go for it, believe it, and inclined to enjoy it, or choose not to believe. Like I always say, if it's ever going to be as originally proposed and intended for you, then it's up to you to wholly agree with God's grand design for your life's enviable success, and not only earnestly pray for his perfect will to be done in your life, but equally get up in faith to start chasing those big dreams, God being your on-time helper. You will do your part and God will do his own. He's always there to help you. But you need to get up and start, going. Then he will meet you on the way, right? Thank you for listening, my dear friends. Please, once more, do like this video, comment and subscribe. Also, remember to click on the bell icon to help notify you when I'm online or post something new. Be lifted, my darling. I love you. I love you with the love of God. Stay blessed. Bye for now.